Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your mindset, your body, your health, your wellness from where you are to becoming unstoppable. And today I want to ask you one question. How hungry are you? I don't mean in the literal sense of filling your tummy with food, but how hungry are you for what it is that you want in your life? Many of us want many different things, but what's your appetite like for each one of those? Because I guarantee you this, if you are not so hungry and you remain hungry, at some point you're going to become satisfied, in inverted commas, and you're going to stop driving towards what it is that you want. So you have to remain hungry. I deal with a lot of people that want something, but they're not that hungry for it. Well, I shouldn't say I deal with a lot of people. I deal with a lot of people that are extremely hungry and they know exactly what they want and why. I deal with some people that they want the outcome, but they're not that hungry for it. They're not prepared to put in the work that's required to get the outcome. Whether you call it passion, drive, burning desire, what's yours? What's yours? Mine this year has been to get a six-pack, to be in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life, and have a body that's got a ripped, shredded, whatever words you want to use, six-pack that makes me feel proud of what it is that I've been able to accomplish this year. And now as I'm 9 months into my journey, 10 months into my journey, I reflect and think, I'm still just as hungry as I was at the beginning. And if it's possible, maybe more hungry, even though we've hit COVID partway through my journey. I set my goal in January, but it was rock solid by February. COVID hit by March. March, I could have completely stopped and said, "Do you know what, this is going to be too hard this year. Let's do it next year. Let's not worry about it this year." But instead, I said, no, I'm sure I've said that to myself many times before, and this is going to be my year. There are no excuses. There is no better time than right now. Even though I was still getting over my third shoulder surgery and a hernia operation, and I knew at the start of the year that one of my goals by the end of the year was just to be pain-free in my shoulder. Not to have the greatest looking body, but to just be pain-free. My goal was to still have the greatest looking body, but I knew that one of my other goals was just to be pain-free. And thinking, well, I'm still going to push through all those obstacles to get the best body ever, knowing that I'd have to rehabilitate every day. I know that my shoulder, and knowing that I'd have to push myself to limits that I hadn't pushed before, and knowing that I would have to get the knowledge about fine-tuning my food around these last few weeks and months so that I could put the icing on the cake and get in that best shape of my life. I wasn't going to let COVID stop me because I was so hungry. And 2020, at the start of 2020, at the end of 2019, I said 2020 is going to be my year. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm going to give it my all because I've put in so much work over the last 2 years prior to this that it's time to make this count. It was time to get my book published. It was time to get my websites completely overhauled. It was time to implement a whole range of different coaching programs and online program and just start to do things on a completely different level than I've ever done them before, because I said, I've got to stop talking about this stuff and I need to get it done and I'm hungry to do it. And this year is my year, which is why when COVID did hit, I thought, what a fantastic opportunity to get all of this other work done that I've been talking about, thinking about doing, now I can knuckle down and I completely redo it. And not only that, COVID said to me, here are a bunch of opportunities for you. Opportunities that I just didn't think would be possible before. But COVID made them possible because it forced the globe to shut down. It forced us to stay in our homes. It forced us to do our exercises and everything in home. It forced us to really challenge our mental health and push us in ways and directions that we've never been pushed before, and providing me with opportunities to create products and services to service people all around the globe because of this global pandemic. So it kept me hungry, and it made me hungrier. And even though we're coming up to almost 7 months of us being locked down, I still have so much hunger. The last 2 weeks have probably been some of the most challenging weeks of my last 12 years in terms of energy, because my coach, he thinks that I've got adrenaline fatigue, because he feels that for the last 6 months or more I've been running on adrenaline without even really knowing it. And there's probably a big element of truth to that. But I've worked out some ways that I can manage that so that I can still rest and recover and still perform at my peak and still remain hungry. Because I hate taking time out where I know that there's still so much to be done. So here's the thing. Are you starving for what it is that you want? Or is it just a nice thing to have? I'll give you a good example. I have some people that come to work with me in a body transformation, and they say, well, I want to reduce the fat. I want to get some nice toned arms. I want to get some nice toned legs. I want to shrink my butt. This is normally women. I want to shrink my butt and do that. And oh, look, if I get a six pack, that'd be all right, but that's not the main priority. And that almost makes me laugh, because unless you want a six pack, it's not just going to show up. You have to work so damn hard to get that six pack. So it ain't just going to show up for you. You've got to keep working and working and working until you get that. And I know exactly what that means because I'm doing it myself. And today, as of today, there are 39 days to go until my final photo shoot. And over the last 7 days, or 6 days it is today, I've altered some of my eating, and it's had a dramatic impact. And I was talking to my coach, or one of my two coaches, this is my posing coach, talking to her yesterday, and she said it's the last 10 to 12 days where you're going to see the biggest transformation, because as we fine-tune the food over those last little bits, you're going to find that everything is just going to just stand out way, way more than it is right now. But what I'm doing now is putting in the hard work, the foundations for building that muscle to do that hard work, so that when it gets to these last 10 days, the muscle can take over and start to really, really burn up the body fat levels and reduce fluid levels and that kind of stuff, reducing the fluid between the skin and the muscle. And that's where you get that really defined six pack. Now, it's really hard work. If you have never done this sort of thing before, I've never gone this far before, but honestly, it's really only a slight tweak in what I'm doing. This last week, when I was told the changes that I need to make, and I did that for the first few days, it's like, man, this is just so much food that I need to eat. I just can't do it. And I found some little tweaks. I went back to my coach and I said, look, this just doesn't seem like I'm enjoying this at all. Like, why would anyone want to live this way? And I said, look, what sort of things can I put on it? He said, no, condiments and stuff. But I said, look, can I put on some herbs and that kind of stuff? And he said, yeah, of course you can. So it's plant-based food. So now what I do is I put in like half a tomato, I cut up some chives, I put in a sprinkling of pepper, even I can put in even a little bit of salt. And it really just helps bring the flavour in to the food and makes it really much more enjoyable. So now I'm finding it quite easy after really 4 days of putting myself through hell and thinking, how can I do this? And I said, no, I've got to do it differently. And now I do it. It's pretty easy. But for someone that say wants to lose 20, 30, 40 kilos, even 5, 10 kilos, it can seem like a lot of work. But if you're hungry for it, it doesn't matter how much work there is, because there is one thing that is stopping you from achieving what it is that you want, whatever it is that you're hungry for, and that is you. You are stopping you from doing it, because the only person that can get you to do it is you. It's not your coach. It's not a sibling, a work colleague, a partner, whatever. It's not them, it's you, because you're the one that's got to do the work. And this is what I love about working with people with their mindsets and body transformations, because I can't transform someone else's body, only they can. And I love to hear them talk about how grateful they are for me helping them achieve what it is that they want. But I always say to them, do you know what? You did the work. I just guided you along the way. I made some accountability for you and I provided you the tools to do it, but you're the one that's actually done it. And I want people to really remember that, because I don't want people to rely on me. I think that I'm the solution to all their problems. Sure, I can coach anywhere to get the result that they want, but I don't want them to then leave me and think, oh, well, I'm not with him anymore, so therefore I can't be healthy. I want people to embody what it is that we do into their lifestyle so it becomes sustainable, and so that I educate them and empower them so that they know how to do this forever, whether I'm around or not. That's where the power is. And so it's you that's stopping you from getting what you want. It's you that's stopping you from being hungry. If you're not hungry, then maybe you're not aiming for the right thing. Maybe you're not thinking deeply enough why it is that it's so important to you. Or maybe it's just not important to you. A lot of the time I think people are attracted to the money as opposed to the product, the service, the activity that causes the money to come. And this is why a lot of people around the world, most people, are not satisfied with their job. It's like 85% or something like that of people do not like the jobs that they do. Most people are employees, they're not business owners. Some people, they go into business and they call themselves a business owner, but all they're doing is they've bought themselves a job. They haven't really invested into a passion of theirs. It might have been something that seemed like a good idea, or maybe it is something that's a hobby, but they don't have the business skills and the drive and everything and the coaching to know how to do it properly. Big problem in body transformation. There's so much information out there. I was watching, what was I watching yesterday? I was at my desk. It must have been a YouTube video, and they kept putting on different like weight loss video ads. And in this movie, during the course of this, there was at least 3 or 4 different ads. I don't know whether you've seen this one. There's a guy it's called Jawricize, and you basically chew up and down on this rubber thing, and it's supposed to make your jaw stronger. But what they don't point out is the fact that, well, you're using your front teeth to do that, and your front teeth aren't meant to crunch like that, and it can actually cause damage to your front teeth. But anyway, there was that one, and then there was 3 separate guys. One was from New Zealand. I think the other 2 were US guys. Normally guys with their shirts off, talking about how to lose fat, and they've got the secret and all that kind of thing. It's very confusing. There's so much information out there. But what most people do is they say, I just want to lose weight. I just want to get to this position. But they don't necessarily become that hungry to be able to achieve it. They just think, well, it's warming up and I want to look good, So what's the fastest way to do it? Oh, I've read this article that keto is really good or intermittent fasting is really good, so I'll do that for a bit. And then they try it for a bit, summer goes, they go off it, weight goes back on, they go back to their habits or whatever, and they relive the cycle over and over year after year. They say, oh no, I really want to do it, but they're not that hungry that they want to do it in the right way. The person that's really hungry will understand that they need to change their lifestyle, and they want to know how to do it forever, not just do something another one time. The people that come to me, for instance, I'm not going to get the big bodybuilder that comes to me. I'm not the right person for that. Despite me wanting to achieve the six-pack and look muscular and all that kind of stuff, and I train like a bodybuilder, I eat like a bodybuilder, so I guess that makes me a bodybuilder. But I'm not the typical image that you would have of a bodybuilder, which is, the big muscles and looks like they're on steroids and oversized, overdeveloped, and etc. That's not the person that's going to come to me. Most people that come to me have never stepped inside a gym before, never done a workout before. I just picked up it's Sunday, but I've picked up a client this morning that is for her son. She's worried that he's not liking sport, COVID and everything, he's becoming overweight, he's only 11 years old. And I said to her, well, what's really important is not about weight loss for him, because that can be really dangerous if he starts to associate, I need to do these things to lose weight. I said, what we need to do is make this fun for him. And I can talk to him about the exercise and what he should be eating and that kind of stuff, just drip feed through the information, because a detailed meal plan and a comprehensive workout program and everything that he needs to do at home is not going to be something that an 11-year-old is going to enjoy. I said, we need to make this a lot of fun for him so that he sees that the movement is fun, the exercise is fun, and that it doesn't have to be a situation where you have to join a team sport or something like that, which I didn't like team sports when I was younger and I was too small and I wasn't good at any. So if you're not good at anything, then that makes you not enjoy it. I said, we've got to get him to enjoy it and really love it and have fun. And then the weight loss will come as a result of that. But if we make this a chore for him, we make it a challenge, and I turn into some kind of really harsh commando boot camp style instructor, I said, that's not right. That's not right for him. That might work for some people, but he's an 11-year-old child. And I said, I want him to understand that eating healthy and that exercising is fun, an important part so he can do it for the rest of his life. Not to create this fear and hatred of movement and exercise and working out equals pain and discomfort and just horrible, then he's not going to stick with it. And he'll forever associate those two things. So it's a lot of responsibility for me to have with someone that's starting out like that, because I want to be the start for them for the rest of their life. And that's exciting from my perspective. Also, I have to be very cautious of parents, because some parents want to push their kids to do something as opposed to the child wanting to do it. So I always ask the parents, is this something that he wants to do, or is it something that you want him to do? So it's interesting, isn't it? So, because the child has to be hungry to do it. So, your question for the day, how hungry are you? What's stopping you as you? You need to dig so deeply into your passion, your drive, your burning desire, and you'll be successful. Because if you truly follow your passion and you keep that hunger alive and a big, strong appetite, you can never possibly fail, because it doesn't matter what challenge comes your way, you'll find a way to overcome that challenge. You'll push through it. It doesn't matter what comes your way. COVID, war, death in the family, illness, whatever it is, lack of motivation over a period of time, whatever it is, you will find a way to get through every single barrier and challenge that comes your way, because every challenge is making you stronger. Every hurdle that is put in your way is just another thing for you to climb under, bust through, jump over, run around, because each challenge makes you dig to a different part of you. It makes you stronger, it makes you wiser, and it makes you a better person because you still want it. Somebody said to me a few weeks ago, because I'm still a chartered accountant, but they said to me, will you leave the industry and go back and do accounting? And I said, well, why? I mean, I can see that accountants are in demand right now and our industry has been completely closed down, but I'm still incredibly busy, and this will be financially one of my best years ever. And this is what fulfills me. I left accounting, like a good 6-figure paying job, to do what I do now because the job wasn't fulfilling me. And I wanted to follow my true passion and help people in a way that touches their life forever. So I remained hungry, and I still remain hungry. And even though we still remain locked down, and we will still remain locked down for a period longer, I'm still hungry, hungrier than ever. And that makes it exciting, because this year has provided so many opportunities. I just think, wow, look at what we can do over the rest of this year. Look at what next year could look like. It's just incredible. Now that just comes down to your mindset, doesn't it? Because I hear so many people right now talking about, oh, well, at least 2020 is nearly over. I hope 2021's not like this. Well, do you know what? I hope 2020 is like this, because 2021, is like this. Not in terms of people dying and being sick and being locked down, but if we are, wow, look at what I can do, and look at what you can do if you stay hungry. Have a great day wherever you are. I'll see you tomorrow.